Knicks go down to the land of the Hicks and lose 109-100. Wasn't all that bad. Second unit just couldn't hold down the lead against the Pacers second unit, but there were still some bright spots. And we'll talk about it tonight, man. CP the Franchise, JD Sports Talk, on the ones and twos, the penultimate preseason game. Knicks have just one more left before we get to the real deal, man. And I think it's time, man. We ready for this preseason to be over with. But anyway, let's get into it, man. Knicks lose 109-100 in Indiana in the return match of the preseason. Battle of the second units in crunch time, man, and Knicks just couldn't hold the lead. But nevertheless, JD, there were still some bright spots for me when in the meat of the game. And for me, it starts with it's going to start with RJ for me. 21 points. 7 of 14 from the field, 1 of 5 from downtown, 6 of 7 from the stripe. And the things I've been watching for RJ are the things he's been working on. His efficiency, finishing, knocking down his free throws. He's been very, very efficient in this preseason so far. 7 of 14 from the field tonight. I thought he finished well. Had some drives where you saw the one on Mathurin where he put it between the legs a couple times, took Mathurin off on his left-hand side, went strong on him, finished at the rim, had some nice buckets in transition as well. 6 of 7 from the stripe. He was 2 for 2 from the free throw line in each of the last 2 preseason games. I think his shot overall looks good. Yeah, he only went 1 for 5 from 3. No biggie. Last game went 4 for 7. Game before that, 3 for 5. Overall, I thought RJ was solid, man.
Yeah, I think RJ is. I think he's ready for the season.
Yeah.
He's showing to get to that 20-point mark very easily so far in preseason, and not probably the amount of minutes that he's going to get during the season. I think he's going to get more than 27 minutes. Last game before he had 23 minutes in the opener, and then against the Pistons against the Pistons he had 20 something minutes. Last game he had 27, and tonight. So I think one of the positives for me is the free throw shooting. He's only missed the one free throw.
Yeah.
And because in preseason it's tough to evaluate sometimes just because they're not getting as many minutes, but also it is the opportunity to evaluate sort of how much improved were they in certain areas that they wanted to improve on. And for RJ, one of the main points is the free throw line. And that's why he's been able to get to the 20-point mark in less minutes, because when you go into the free throw line 7 times and you're only missing one shot, that's 6 points right there, not to turn the ball over, plus 13. Like I said, I think I'm very encouraged about RJ's play. Little things here and there, but overall, very solid.
Yeah, no question about it. And I think the low turnovers, as I get to the next guy, I think it's going to be due to the Brunson effect. Now, Brunson himself didn't have a great offensive game, but I think him handling the ball and making more decisions for the team is going to benefit both RJ and Julius, who, again, had another good night. I mean, look, Jalen Smith is far from David Robinson out there. Julius was abusing him both nights. He's not a defensive guy, but, 13 points, 6 boards, 5 assists. Yeah, he had a couple of boneheaded plays, but not many. I think Julius has been playing within himself, playing calm, and he's been looking smooth, man. Give credit where credit is due. 5 of 10 from the field, 3 of 6 from downtown. I think Julius said, he's doing what he has to do out there.
You have to give him credit, CP, for the effort in trying to just buy into a different style of play, in that he is trying to, or that's what he's showing, is he's trying to play faster. He's trying to play faster within himself. He's trying to play faster within the system, and he's trying to play faster within the scheme of the offense. In that, when he's touching the ball, he's trying to move it fast. If he's, a few times where he did bring up the ball, he's just getting over the half-court line faster, and then he's making that quick first pass. I think that's one of the observations I've made, is that first pass, he's trying to make it, within a second or two at most. And so, and you see the way that he's running a little bit faster.
Yeah.
I just think he's just trying to uptick his pace so that there's just more energy with the starters. We talked about one of the weaknesses with the starters, you could say, is athleticism and speed. And so if everyone is just going to play slow, it's going to look worse out there, especially when it comes to ball movement. So you have to give him credit there. He's played 65 minutes so far, only 2 turnovers, and those 2 turnovers came tonight.
Yeah.
So, you attribute that to his effort. And as you said, with RJ, the trickle down effect of having a Jalen Brunson on your team.
Yeah, no question. That, as you said, if he's able to do that with a lower usage, then those are very efficient nights for him, especially nights like tonight. Again, it may not reflect that way in the point total, but if they're spreading it around, if RJ's getting his 20 plus and Brunson's is getting his, high teens into the 20s, hopefully maybe he has the 30s or so, Fournier dropping a few, you get Obi coming off the bench, they can spread it around nicely, man. So nice job by Julius. I think my third most notable tonight is Hartenstein. To me, I felt like Hartenstein really showed you why the Knicks got him. Tonight was one of his better nights. 5 dimes for Hartenstein. One of the things I felt like when we got him, I felt like him and Obi in a 2-man game was going to be really good. He had 2 nice dimes to Obi, 1 in the half court, found him leaking for the alley-oop, and 1 out in transition. Threw a bomb to him, connected touchdown strike to Obi for a dunk, and then he found quickly on a couple of backdoor cuts as well. So I thought Hartenstein was really good passing from the top of the key. I think he chipped in with about 9 rebounds as well, and 7 points, 10 rebounds and 7 points. So overall, I thought Hartenstein was pretty good, man, flashing the passes.
So I can't believe I'm saying this right now, but Randle is actually looking good out there. He's actually looking good. I didn't have to yell at my TV screen not one time tonight. He's poised. He's making good decisions. It looks like the man's been humbled. Last year obviously was a hard year for him. I just didn't think this year I'd be bandwagon Randle because Obi, that's my guy right there. Obi's my guy. But I think the two can work out together if they split the minutes because let's be honest, the team got a long way to go before we're going to be competitive. But if we can split the minutes between the both of them, we can accomplish 2 things. We can be competitive this year, and we can showcase Randle so we can still get him out of here because I just don't see him being the answer. But for this year, he might actually do something good for us.
Yeah, I mean, I like his optimism, JD, but it is only preseason, so let's caution that. He has his moments where he plays well. I mean, we can't just sit here and act like the guy's just a complete scrub. The guy has talent. These 18, 6, and 5 nights are not abnormal for Julius Randle. They're not abnormal. What we're asking for is better effort and better decision-making overall. And yes, more efficiency from the field. No question about it. But tonight you had a night where 25 for Randle, 23 for Obi. You get your 48 minutes right there. But for Obi, he played practically half of the fourth quarter. In a normal game on that Pacers run, he's coming out. So, again, it's hard to see. Like JD said in the last weekly, we're not going to know until the season starts what this thing really looks like. Because to me, the rotations are going to tighten up. And I just don't see this 50-50 split of minutes happening.
All right, first things first, ain't no way Fournier should be playing over 20 minutes in the preseason game. But I agree with CP about Julius staying in his body by not making things all about him. I'm ready to see regular season RJ. I'm going to be in Memphis Tuesday. Got my tickets yesterday, so I'm ready to hit the road. It was a low-key Cam Reddish sighting out there. And I ain't going to lie, I agree with the Cam Reddish and his motor point, but he got to get some real time. He got to get some real tick, at least play 20 minutes in a real game to get some groove at a consistent level. And like JD said, he can have 25, 30 a night because the potential is there. Bad shooting night for Brunson and IQ. They come with the game. With those two, I'd rather have them in the trenches with me any night.
Yeah.
I love Mitch as a starter because of defensive presence and Hartenstein because of the facilitation for the young guards off the bench.
Yeah, IQ didn't have it tonight. Was breaking away. Brunson struggling a little bit. It is what it is, man. It's preseason, man. It is what it is. And that's it. Remember that the show is available in audio podcast format as well. So if you miss it on video, you can catch us on all podcast platforms, man. So That's the story. Knicks lose 109-100. See you guys tomorrow, man. Peace.